I've been all around the globe trying to protect your soul.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Nightmares creep while you and me repeat. This bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah. suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Yeah.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I don't know what you want. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do.
Welcome back to SLE. It's again from yesterday. Mikas and Caliber here today. Us for the games casting as well, Caliber, today.
Yeah, we're gonna be casting 2 more games today. The first one
Oh.
being Redemption versus the Dream Team. And the second one, and very important one, Runtime versus Eternal Blizzard.
Well, both games very important indeed.
Obviously.
In this first game, Dream Team and Redemption is playing for their Division 1 lives and playing for the chance to play in tiebreakers where they might face your team, might face another CTG team. And talking about tiebreakers, after the second game of the day, where Runtime is gonna face Eternal Blizzard, we are gonna present the tiebreaker matchup draws. So yeah, for all teams playing in tiebreakers, very important info right after the games are ended. Meanwhile, Dream Team, the all-Italian squad, and Redemption, SLE veterans. Talk to me about this matchup, Calber. How do you see this matchup playing out?
Well, I would love to tell you something about it if I knew any of these players. From what I've heard, I heard from Row that they played against Redemption, and I think I saw the game even. They looked like a pretty decent team, maybe a bit some weaknesses here and there in terms of drafting, but they look pretty solid, and I sadly have not seen the Dream Team yet.
Dream Team has had quite a journey. They're one of our 3 Italian squads in SLE this split. They opened the SLE playing stage in the opening game of the whole tournament against Reef Esports. Of course, not the most easiest opponent to beat, since Reef yesterday won the whole plains and secured the first place in the whole tournament, going in very hot in the regular season. Then they faced, I think it was Altera Excelsior squad, and did perform much better, but some mid-game shot calling cost them the game, as Altera Excelsior ballooned, I think, to an 8k gold lead in 2 minutes or something like that, with some crafty Rift Herald and fighting with a man disadvantage. So yeah, Dream Team was down 0-2 and faced another 0-2 team and their Italian counterparts in lost time in the game in round 3, where they showed a lot of growth, showed some class, and yeah, defeated their Italian counterparts in the first Battle of Italy, how we called it in that stream. And here they are, looking on the upswing, definitely here, and gonna face Redemption now, which also has quite maybe a little bit of a similar story. Not as similar as Dream Team. Same record for them as well. One victory, 2 defeats. Maybe they came into the tournament with a little bit more expectations, higher expectations. Definitely to qualify for Division 1. We're not thinking of battling for Division 1 and possibly being left in Division 2. But yeah, a team of SLE veterans, well-known names as Ortega, playing in mid lane and support. Of course, AD carry, Prodigy, and solo queue phenomenon Brady. And other players on the team, yeah, Sassy Neko, playing support usually for that team. Fade, a standout jungler so far for Redemption. I would say the best performing member right now. And I think Vengu, the guy with the penguin emoji in his Discord, that's how I remember him. I think he's a part of some of the NSG teams, but yeah, he's playing in SLE for the Redemption squad as well. So that's my little introduction on these sides. Now that you know a little bit more about the teams, which team would you give out your very early, not enough information yet prediction to?
Well, judging by what I heard and what I'm seeing from the OPGs of both teams, I think I might just give it to Redemption. They look like their champion pools are more fitting for the meta that's currently happening. And yeah, they look like a bit of a more stable team. Like there's not as many like standout players that can be good or can be bad, depending on how good these standout players are. And I would just give it to him because they look a bit more on the safe side.
Surely it's a safe pick by you. They are the SLE veterans. I think some of the players have played 3 splits by now in SLE from the very start of the SLE tournament. A very first split, even the first test tournament. As I think Brady was one of the participants in that tournament, and now playing AD carry for Redemption. In-game name Driver. I really think that she should switch back to Brady, but still the PFR Driver. Meanwhile, Dream Team, a new team, definitely a new squad. They, I think, formed their team something like 3 months ago, and yeah, maybe young, maybe unexperienced, but they have quite a coaching staff. They have some of the runtime's influence, as ex-runtime players are coaching this team. Players that are no longer playing in SLE, and you can actually really see the coaching pay off, as Dream Team has really improved their games, their game planning, and their draft and the rotations, and it really showed in their last game against Last Time. Last Time maybe not the strongest opponents, and the Redemption is definitely going to be an improvement in the opposition. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see what Dream Team brings us this time.
Yeah, definitely. I am very hyped to see what both teams are opting for, because the meta reading of many teams in SLE so far has been very diverse and very different. That's, in my opinion, really refreshing, and I am very hyped to see what priorities we see in this draft. And now we are already jumping into the same draft. So, are you expecting anything, Marcus?
I'm expecting quite a many bot line targeting, but yeah, we already see the Ari ban that's targeted on Ortega. He's known as a little bit of a Ari one trick. I'm not sure if he's playing mid lane this matchup, but Redemption is one of those teams who can flex around their players. Ortega might be going mid lane, he might be going support. Not sure where is he going this time, but yeah, they're one of those teams who sometimes roll swap at the last possible moment. But yeah, I actually expected more AD carry bans by Dream Team, but we see an AD carry
The
ban
Civic
by
account.
yeah, your favorite currently is, if I understood correctly, Sivir. Not gonna be B1 here. Interesting. What do you expect as the blue side first pick?
I mean, the severe ban might indicate that we're looking for more of an aggressive lane that cannot just be left alone. We might be looking at the Caitlyn lane here. I see that Driver likes to play the Caitlyn a lot, but it's gonna be the Sejuani first pick actually. That's yeah, from what I hear from my dear top laner Jomi, very very strong pick on top and flexible into jungle. So good first pick in my opinion.
Definitely agree. Sejani, a very strong pick right now. Trundle is open. That's gonna be what could be an instant answer to Sejani, as Trundle just ults to Sejani and gets a lot of stats for free. But I think most likely it's a Sejani jungle, as we can see Jarvan already being banned, and Jarvan is one of Redemption Fade's best champions. I would say he's up there with the best Jarvan players in the whole SLE. And yeah, rightfully so. Very good ban by Dream Team.
Right
And
now we have
see
Ashe as answer to Sejuani. Ashe is very flexible, very weird bot lane pick right now. Can be played as both bot AD carry and support. Probably more seen as support right now. And Kane as counter to maybe the Sejuani jungle. I have no clue about the matchup. Do you?
Sejuani against Kane. We still don't know, of course, if Sejuani is even going in the jungle, as it's quite often seen as a top lane pick these days. But yeah, I did not predict Dream Team to go for the SLE patented Trundle pick, as I think it would be pretty good here. They decide to go for more of a carry jungler here. It still might be a Sejuani top lane, but yeah, we see the bot line being locked in Redemption side as well.
Twitch Lulu, very strong, very proactive lane with a lot of agency, can just scale away or can look for the place and force the place, and Twitch always a force to be reckoned with in any fight. Now answered with a Braum. Braum, pretty good pick into Twitch for the later fights, and also Sejuani, so looks like a well-rounded draft so far.
Yeah, love this Braum pick. Braum has not ult, the wall, the shield that he pulls out has a lot of value whenever opponent picks Twitch, as he can really negate damage. I've been a very big fan of Braum picks before. I really love this champion, really versatile, really good support, and we see mid lane being targeted more by inside of Dream Team. They're trying to ban out Ortega, I'd say.
There are a lot of mid lane bans in this game. We will take them out. If you, whoever or not you count Aurelia, 4 to 5 mid lane champions so far. That's,
yeah, the mid lane field.
Definitely
Really
getting both mid laners to offer their comfort and maybe looking for something more spicy to round their comp up.
Yeah, absolutely. We see an Orban, a Vladimir being taken out as well. Solo lane's heavily targeted here. It will be quite funny if the Sejuani will end up in the top lane and all of these bans will go to maybe a little bit of waste, but yeah, we'll see. The Dream Team will have the R5 counter pick. What will they go here? They are
Apparently
leaving
they-
into inline and this Mordekaiser pick.
Ooh, mid lane counter pick, very, I would say, unconventional. Mostly you see the counter pick getting used for the top lane, but they decide that Mordekaiser is a good champion into whatever they might pick, if it's the Sejuani or whatever else it might be. What? How could the Redemption punish them for the Mordekaiser? Might the Wukong be the answer?
It could be an answer, and yeah, and then we would see the Wukong being put in the jungle and Sejuani being swapped around to top lane. That's more. Actually, I really like it by Redemption's side, as I believe Fade being more of a carry jungler, more of a like a playmaking jungler, and I believe that he needs to deal a little bit more damage to do that successfully. And we see quite a Wumbo combo being built up by Redemption here, and there's gonna be a lot of job and a lot of trust being put into this Twitch's hand. Brady will have to pull out his AD carry veteran experience and carry this game.
Yeah, definitely. Drafting the Gallium mid and very setup heavy jungle and top. With an Enchanter, it's gonna be all eyes on this Twitch. And now the Yasuo being Harvard Yasuo, another really good answer into the Twitch. The Windwall can negate most of Twitch team fight, but now the Aatrox being locked in, Aatrox means that. Wait, what does it even mean? Is it Mordekaiser mid? Or Aatrox mid? Kane mid?
Very interesting last pick by Dream Team. The Redemption pulling out a little bit of their own flex picks, but Dream Team definitely answering quite interestingly. I'm not sure if I would not know better, if I would not know that the team's chat, I would even speculate that they have done a mispick, but no, it's gonna be a mid lane, most likely a mid lane Aatrox, I believe, as Galio is a pretty good. Galio has pretty good matchup, I believe, into the Mordekaiser. But yeah, if it is a mid lane Aatrox, then Dream Team pulling an ace out of their sleeve there and getting these matchups maybe quite their favorite.
Definitely. A very, very flexible draft from the side of the Dream Team. And a very one-dimensional draft on the same side from Redemption. This is just flexing versus one style. Dream Team able to juggle their picks around till the last pick and so on. Meanwhile, Redemption showing from pick 2 on, we're gonna build a protect the carry comp and you're gonna have to deal with it.
Yeah, protect Twitch comp indeed. Very interesting. Very interesting drafts in both sides. Predictions are live right now, I believe, or going live quite soon. After seeing the draft, Caliber, no more. No, you don't even need to listen to my analysis anymore to predict. Seeing the draft, which side do you favor going into this Summoner's Rift game?
I mean, I'm obviously, as an AD carry player, always a fan of such protect the carry combos, especially as there are no big threats from the side of the Dream Team for the Twitch here. It's gonna be all about Twitch and Braum, and Twitch trying to dodge the Braum shield because it does block most of Twitch damage if used correctly. But I think I'm gonna give it to Redemption because the team just seems very easy to execute. Twitch has a lot of peeling for him and he can melt through those opponents of his very fast.
Yeah, you're bringing up a very solid case, but tell me one thing. Tell me one thing, Calber.
Yes.
We believe that Twitch is the maybe most of the damage in Redemption side.
Yeah.
What happens if Mordekaiser just Rs him?
Well, then Twitch hopefully either is well positioned enough to not be in Mordekai's ult range, or he builds the QSS and therefore can just cleanse himself out of his realm. He has to pay 1300 gold sadly because he has no oranges available. But there's still that's a tax you have to pay in this game because you are if Twitch stays in Mordekai's ult, his team will most likely not win the 4v4.
Yeah, I'd agree a lot with that analysis. Exactly. Also in the Mordekaiser ult, there's no help from his support, no shielding and ulting from this Lulu. But yeah, a lot of trust being put in Brady's hands by Redemption's side. Gonna have a very high value QSS coming in here quite soon in the game. I believe it could be like after first 2 items, he could be going for the QSS. And yeah, meanwhile, on the other side, more of a front line, more of a skirmish heavy team comp. Maybe one team comp is more of a exceeds in these team fights where Twitch can go in for from a perfect angle and have all the CC and have all the peeling going on for his team. Meanwhile, on the side of Dream Team, they have so many skirmish options. Aatrox's great at like TV, 3v3s, 2v2s, and even in 1v1 situations, as I don't believe any of the champions in the Redemption side can necessarily kill him 1v1. I feel quite similarly about this Mordekaiser and even to Kane for some extent. And yeah, Braum is there for the Twitch shielding, and Ash is in a way the playmaker of the team. Will be looking to hit some ults, hit some cross-map plays, help out his team from the far. Yeah, what do you think about Ash lately, Caliber? Me personally, I feel like she really lacks damage.
Yeah.
But give me your AD carry insight on this champion.
So as an AD carry, playing Ash feels like it feels like you're not spending any gold on dealing damage because you're just tickling enemies no matter the point of the game because of Ash passive. Obviously, the most strong point of being an AD carry and building these crit stats just goes into slowing enemies. So I feel like Ash AD carry is kind of getting worse and worse by that because hyper carries are the meta right now. Hyper carries are dominating the Rift currently in competitive and solo queue most of the time as well. And therefore, I think Ash right now is more of a support champion in my eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. Shirley has also always been having these supportive qualities with like vision advantage for your team and the ult from long range having like one of the best engages in the game. Not something you often see on the AD carry. But yeah, these days really lacking damage. Quite often I play I'm an Ashe enjoyer myself. I like the champion, but when you're having a great game and then you check out the post game lobby and you see that you dealt as much damage as your like jungler who played like half tank Jarvan or whatever, and you realize quite often that you might be very influential in the game with your ults, with your slows, with your help to the team, but not necessarily the highest damage champion currently. So yeah, maybe more fitted for the support role. I hope to see some changes for Ashe, as I would like to see her back in the AD carry. But till then, I'll play my hyper carries and I'll play my, I don't know, Jinx and Misfortune, which is gaining a lot of popularity lately.
Especially who doesn't know, I'm a big Jhin player actually, even though nobody has seen it so far here. And from the Jhin perspective, there was always like a battle between Jhin and Ashe because they are both kind of supportive AD carries with more of a setup for their team. But Ashe just seems to have fallen off in terms of being an AD carry, and meanwhile Jhin is still pretty decent at what he does because he doesn't have the same problems in terms of damage as Ashe does. So, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Both these champions having some of the same qualities, being able to follow up the engages and engage
Yeah.
themselves. Both being a little bit susceptible to being dove and having to play careful at times. But yeah, the key difference between Jin and Ash is when Jin gets to attack, when Jin gets to hit their opponents, his opponents, he hits hard. Meanwhile, Ash,
Definitely hurts,
as you
yeah.
mentioned before, tickling the opponents, doing those a lot of arrows with the Q, but it's not really dealing that much.
Yeah, to take it as a metaphor, when you play Jin, you pretty much just throw big rocks at enemies, and
Yeah.
they get bigger and bigger the more you throw. And with Ash, you just try to get the enemy down with 1,000 tiny needles that you throw into their skins. And you pray that they some time soon will just fall. And
Oui.
now, as we go in game, we see Twitch clans perfectly fine so far. Anything out of ordinary in this game, because we had some weird stuff, for, especially at Teemo top lane in yesterday. So I'm just gonna try to spot anything.
So far, I don't see anything that strange. Maybe a quite defensive stat by this.
Yeah, but now we
this
have an invade coming in already. Level 1 shenanigans coming in. Brom hitting
Oh,
Victor
nice.
to Lulu. Lulu getting slowed, but no follow up. They just take the ward, take the gold lead and XP lead. And yeah, get back.
patient play there by Dream Team. If they would have flashed after it, they might have gotten flash for flash at best. So maybe not that much worth it. But talking about maybe a little bit less expected starts, Twitch starting with Doran's Ring here. How would you rate him going for the magic damage for the AP adaptive force early start?
I have to say I really dislike AP Twitch and what he stands for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big AD Twitch enjoyer, and therefore I don't really use the Doran's Ring option. I feel like it's more of a option you can take if you wanna poke more, get your WE trades in, and it might just bear a bit more damage depending on how good you can stack the poison in the lane. But all in all, I feel like Doran's Blade is just superior in most lanes.
Yeah, I sometimes play the AP Twitch, and I can tell you a little bit about it. Even AD Twitches can start with Doran's Ring. What it gives to you is yes, you get more mana with this item, and the key part is that your adaptive force that you take in your runes, adaptive force gives you more like it changes from the AP. So we see some trading top lane.
Ooh, Ortega maybe. Wait. Didn't
Yeah.
you say Ortega was playing mid and support?
Mid and support. I also said that they might swap around this player as
Okay,
he's
okay.
quite flexible, and yeah, he is playing top lane here unexpectedly.
And also we see the Aatrox going mid lane as you said, Mordecai the top lane into Sejuani. Yeah, and Kayn jungle. I would have loved to see a lane Kayn. I heard tales that it's not that bad. But here maybe we have a gank coming in from Fate on the Wukong, but the wave state seems pretty hard to gank right now. Yeah, and he will just take his leave again, knowing that he can't really do anything on the spot lane. Securing Scuttle already done, so he would just go back to farming camps. And you can go on with your AP Twitch.
Yeah, about AP Twitch. If you start an AP item like Doran's Ring, your adaptive force will transform
Oh, but
and
wait,
it's
we
gonna
have
be
a
ganked.
bot lane coming in, but this doesn't seem to be getting a whole bunch. Actually, Kayn flashing in for some more damage on Twitch, but not quite finding any leave his strikes. That might have been a bit of an overconfident flash on his side, and here we have Wukong locking for the gank on the mid lane now. Vigario
Great,
setting
yeah.
up with the taunt, but will he just...
Ignite.
I think he just dies before. The Aatrox maybe a bit over forced flash, using both his summoners to kill the Galio, then he will probably fall to Wukong. Or will he though? Aatrox is trying to life back up. The Wukong with a beautiful flash, sidestepping the last Q, and maybe the minions finishing off.
Maybe.
Oh, that's a 2-for-1 for the side of the Dream Team.
2-for-1, beautiful turnaround for this gank by Crybaby. I mentioned that Fate has been the standout player for Redemption, but on other side, contrary, Crybaby has been, for me, the player to watch in this Dream Team side, and he is the player to watch so far, as he turns out on this gank, gets both kills. Maybe it wasn't 1v2 because there is a lot of help by the minions, but it's the kills that matters, and still action in top lane.
Now we have the next gank coming in on top lane. Ortega's still fighting, trying to get the Mordekaiser down, but the Mordekaiser will not fall. He will stand strong and wait until his Kayn comes to assist him with the final blows onto the Sejuani. Now with Ortega with no summoner spells on top lane, that must
more
hurt.
trading.
Not lose a wave. That's a big trade in mid lane. Holy shit, Aatrox.
Yeah, we see the Aatrox damage right there, and we already see why did Dream Team decide to send this Aatrox pick of everything in the mid lane very intelligently, winning this matchup quite hard. It's already very difficult life for this Galio. He's already down 15 CS and 2 kills, so yeah, Crybaby is quite unleashed. This demon warlord pick of Aatrox is working out quite fine. Of course, it won't scale that well as other midline mage champions maybe, but it will be up for Crybaby to carry this game. So far, an excellent start. But yeah, before that, Ortega saw Crybaby outplayed his opponents 1v2 in top line and did his best in midline and did his best impression of it in top line, but just did not have enough juice there to turn it around. Used his Ignite in attempt to kill the Mordekaiser, but just was not enough. Maybe we'll have a little bit of peace moment right now, and I can finish my AP Twitch thoughts.
Maybe, who knows? I think you have a free moment right now.
Do I? I do, yeah. They will be smart to not fight this Aatrox currently, as I think Aatrox 1v2s them again here if they try anything funny.
With his ultimate being up, the World Ender, I think it's called. I'm so good at names.
So good at names, yes, indeed.
We might have Kayn looking for another bot lane gank. Kayn in the bot lane, looking for the gank onto Twitch and Lulu. But Twitch and Lulu having the monkey on their own, Ashe being forced to flash out. But now Lulu maybe here in trouble, getting ulted by Kayn. The Braum stacks not quite getting finished off, and now Twitch with the poison, picking up 2 kills for his own.
That's not necessarily the AP damage coming out there, as he has this pickaxe. So yeah, that gives me an opportunity to transition into this AP explanation. Yes, if he starts with an AP item, adaptive damage gives you the stat that you have more bonus stat off. And if you start an AP item, you will get more ability power due to how adaptive force works. And interestingly, about AP Twitch, the thing is that AP Twitch doesn't necessarily deal magic damage. He deals true damage. So if you ever believe that you're going in against an AP Twitch and you think of that you should take magic resist, it's not that smart of an option. You're not outthinking anyone. The thing you do against AP Twitch is you go for you just move around. You dash out of his poison and you do not let him get the maximum amount of stacks, as he deals the most damage there. But we see Brady already going in the AD route, going for the AP start, but transitioning into AD now, and so far working quite well as they defeat, they win the 3v3, even though...
But now we have Driver looking for pickup onto the Ashe, maybe finishing off with Spray and Pray, followed by the Twitch E. I have no clue what the name of that spell is. Finishing off the Ashe.
I think.
And very well... Contaminate. That's the name of the spell. Very well played from the bot lane of Redemption.
Yeah, maybe bot lane, maybe a little bit of an individual play by Brady there to... Driver is Brady, I'm just calling him Brady. But yeah, maybe a bit of a great individual play as he sneaks up on this Ashe. Ashe is still level 5 if my eyes are not not lying to me. And yeah, no way to turn this around. Brady would have had cleanse even if Ash had ult. But yeah, right now Ash is an absolutely a sitting duck. This Twitch has
Definitely.
started to snowball real hard.
Yeah, but we also have to compliment the Lulu for not doing the classical solo queue move. Wherever my ADC goes, I will go as well, and she just
Oh, yeah.
stays back, therefore signaling the Ashe that it's safe.
Twitch
And
is
then
here.
Twitch comes in, and speaking of Twitch coming in, he will sadly not get an assist on this kill, but it's gonna be a shutdown onto the Aatrox. Fate coming in, flash ulting, and meanwhile Ortega getting solo kill on top lane yet again. That's a tragedy for the side of Redemption, but getting compensated by a big shutdown for the monkey here. And now Galio
Bit
is
of,
coming in somewhere, okay. Wait, where did he Galio to?
It was a Galio recall.
Oh, recall. Oh,
It's quite a similar animation, I guess, at least in that angle looking. But yeah, it looks like we're being set up to my solo queue classic. Me, the AD carry on Twitch here, playing against winning the bot lane. Meanwhile, my solo lanes are doing the job a little bit harder for me. As we see, Dream Team solo wins winning, especially in this top lane and mid lane. Especially in mid lane, I would say.
yeah, definitely. I can
See,
feel
victory.
very much for that analogy of solo queue. Sounds familiar to me, not gonna lie. Now with a bit of
Oh.
trading coming in the mid lane, Aatrox flashing
Yeah.
forward to secure the kill, and he will get the kill onto the Galio. Now the bottle
Oh.
is here. Can Twitch finish him off with Lulu ult in a great timing to knock him up, but Lulu will sadly also collect the 300 gold for the lethal blow onto this Mordecai
stop, even
Aatrox.
Yarick.
And now Kane coming in on the top lane, probably not getting a kill. Ortega will get out safe, but he will get his senses and maybe wait here. Ortega maybe long for turn. No, he will just deal a bit of damage. Kane trying to get to his form.
Yeah, Ortega played quite confidently there for a change, and
Oh,
yeah,
that's a
almost
Wukong. Maybe Wukong looking here for Kane and Mordekaiser. That's a bit of a mouthful for this monkey.
Lulu's
though.
here.
Lulu is coming to assist his monkey, but the Wukong currently still in a 1v2 will bait out the Kane
think they
or
can
trade
fight
it
this.
for his own. Ortega is not on his way, and he will just take the crux in peace. Meanwhile, smart rotations sending the Galio down to match the Ashe lane because they have no pressure whatsoever to kill him anytime soon.
Yeah, that's true. This Ash won't be killing this Galio, but look at here, mid lane. Some little bit
Driver,
training.
some good movement, sidestepping 2 Aatrox Qs, and getting a good auto tech trade in.
Yeah, confident play by all the players so far. Pulling out some moves.
But now
We
we
see-
might have
Ash.
to collapse on mid lane. The Ashe arrow snipes Twitch, but Twitch will cleanse out of it nearly immediately. And now it's gonna be a 3v2 because Galio came from the bot side and they will massacre the Aatrox. Now Braum here just looking to protect his Kane. Meanwhile on top lane we have another 1v1 coming in and the Mordekaiser is just smashing in the head of Ortega here. And
Oh.
we will sadly not quite find the lethal blow this time. Ortega coming out with his life.
Yeah, Ortega just survives there, but so close, and Ortega's really struggling in the side lane. He is also, yeah, he has just finished his first match resist item, and surely will help him in this matchup. Maybe he needs couple of more minutes till he can play.
This might
Look at
be
this.
a big bait coming in from the Galio in mid lane. No, the Ape is here and the Lulu is coming as well. Wukong
He
will
still
just
gets
finish
killed.
off the Braum. Lulu ult will make him go big and knock up the Kane, and it's in the second
Ape is
rotation
huge.
of Wukong ult. This Ape is dealing so much damage, holy shit.
Yeah, great play there by Fade on this Wukong pick, proving that he's and Brady.
No, there's nothing happening.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen there. Aatrox is gonna proc the World Ender, but he spreads his wings and says, wait, where did the rat go? Nothing's gonna come out of that play. Brady successfully survives. But yeah, we see there the power of this Wukong pick coming in huge. With maybe maybe a little bit of support there by the Lulu, of course. The shielding and ult coming in huge as well. Trades 2-for-1. Ashe does not deal any damage right now, and yeah, PvE Addict and Arctic goes down in this mid lane exchange.
I have to say, in this league, we have the greatest jungler names. We have PvE Addict, Jungle is cringe. There was also one more name I really loved. I think it was from Altera Excelsior.
Excelsior jungler, I think is Asbal.
Is he?
Yeah, I believe Asbal is the Excelsior jungler, but yeah, I do agree with you. Some very interesting names. Some of my favorites have been, I think, for Reef. One of Reef substitutes' name was Me and 9 Losers. A little bit of flame for your own and the opposite team. PvE Addict is really playing up to his name, having a lot of fun here, but Ortega is in trouble again.
Ortega in trouble here, maybe getting 1v5, but Mordekaiser makes it a 1v1. He wants to kill all for his own. Ortega dropping lower and lower, and the Ashe, and therefore, what's the name? Omalera will connect.
I think it's Omalisi. But yeah, Twitch.
I am blind. But meanwhile, we have bot lane the play coming in. The ape is spinning yet again, and that means another one from the Dream Team will fall yet again.
Oh, absolutely. We saw Brady picking up this Twitch in their first round matchup against Runtime Ashold.
Ashold looking for the Galio, just stopping him from taking this mid tower. Meanwhile, a Herald play coming in from the Dream Team on top lane, taking the tier 2 tower with Herald. And might this be a second charge? I think Ortega can stop it.
Yeah, Brady is huge on this Twitch. Fade is absolutely massive on this Wukong pick as well. And running together with this Lulu, they can make picks wherever they want to. But interestingly, both of them going on the same side of the map, really showing the meaning of strong side. Meanwhile, intelligently, Dream Team actually getting off a trade. They take both of the top threats. They kill Ortega again. Yeah, a Dream Team not fighting Redemption where Redemption is at their strongest, and while having this gold, not gold, but this dragon and kill lead, Redemption actually just being ahead by only 1k gold so far, setting up a very even mid-game. Twitch is looking for something.
But will he find anything? He will just fight Mordekaiser and decides that's not a piece for him to chew. We have another 1v1 coming in a bot lane, but it's not gonna be a 1v1 for long, as Galio will be joining with a heroic entrance and secures the monkey. So far, every time Wukong ults, someone dies.
Yeah, Wukong's been big for the side of Redemption. Redemption highest kill participation shared with Lulu in his team, and yeah, so far so good. They will try to use this kill champion advantage. Oh, look at PvE Addict, he's hunting for Vengu.
Kane coming in to the 1v1 on bot lane against Galio. That should be a very favorable matchup for him if he is strong enough right now, but he will just leave the Galio and leave him be and go back to his jungle, but there's gonna be an ape awaiting him, taking his scrum before his eyes. But now maybe this main squad of Dream Team looking for the Twitch, but not quite finding him. Now collapsing onto Lulu and Sejuani, and that might be a big catch. But now Twitch and the rest, the Wukong and the Galio, are opening fire, but Twitch is all alone. Twitch is all alone, getting collapsed on by Aatrox, but he will not fall. He will fall in the end to the Mordekaiser. Now it's the rest of Redemption versus the rest of the Dream Team. The aim though is really massive. Mordekaiser falling as well, and that might just be an ace for the side of Redemption. But Aatrox still going strong, taking down another member, and it's a quadra kill for the Wukong. Wukong is gonna be very big this game.
Quadra kill for Wukong. Fade sees Brady maybe a little bit out of position, maybe losing his mind a little bit as Brady blows flash right there before, but Brady had this quadra kill in his eyes as he saw everybody going away from him. He could have snuck up on the backside of them, but there we saw Redemption, not Redemption, but Dream Team being actually quite coordinated at the start of the team fight. Arctic instantly went in front of the Twitch. Twitch had no flash there to reposition to avoid the shield, and yeah, Aatrox also saw Twitch there trying to flank, trying to land a massive ultimate onto the Dream Team side. Yeah, was shut down right at the beginning of the team fight, but luckily for Redemption there, with Twitch dying so early, they still had their secondary carry currently. This massive, this very fed Wukong with this Sunderer build, being able to use the supportive elements of the Lulu and of the rest of his team with the 2 tanks in solo lanes, being able to secure this quadra kill, even though through the best efforts from Crybaby on this Aatrox pick to turn it around, was not enough. Was enough to shut down the Twitch, was not enough to win the team fight, and that's a Dragon soul point for Redemption.
Yeah, quite definitely. We see a lack of damage from the side of Dream Team coming in. Aatrox being one of the 2 people who currently actually deal damage with the Mordekaiser, but once they're both down, once one of them is down even, the fight looks pretty doomed. Even if they can shut down Twitch, because the Ape currently is just too massive, it appears.
Yeah, they do. But even with that, the team fight actually looked very competitive. Even with them having the maybe a little bit of a weaker team fight comp, if Brady gets caught out like that again, there's no saying. Maybe they can shut down Fade right after it as well. And these mistakes by BFR driver Brady on the Twitch will get punished. Yeah, but also very intelligent play by Dream Team to instantly collapse on the Twitch once he opened up and being flashless there.
Definitely. Now we have some interesting AD carry builds. Twitch opting for the Runans, a second item, skipping the Mythic so far, not going for the Kraken Slayer. That is the normal build. What do you think about that?
Well, Twitch here thinking of a little bit more of the AoE capabilities of himself, seeing that Dream Team is trying to match these team fights 5-for-5. So maybe that's the logic going there. I would believe that he right now has the damage, he right now has the supportive squad to have to have the possibility to actually kill your opponents, not just deal AoE damage, but for some of the wave clear, for some of the faster rotations, of course, Runan's Hurricane is a great item. Also feels very good on Twitch as even the Runan's extra bolts apply his passive, of course.
Definitely.
So yeah, not a terrible item. Maybe I would have picked a little bit different item there. Maybe going for the Kraken. Maybe I would have gone for something very bad, as my AD carry builds are very famous for. But yeah, Brady going for the Runans here. I'd say that his positioning in teamfights will be a little bit more important than his item choices.
Very true. Normally, you like a Twitch flanking. Meanwhile, Twitch flanking and flanking he will catch the Ashe again, being out of position just one step too far up his upper tower, so he will open the spray and pray and shoot her down.
Yeah,
and as I was saying, normally very famously known for flanking the Twitch, but in this case he is the win con of his team. He needs to stay where people can peel him, can protect him from the threats, so he might not opt for another flank. Who knows?
Yes, indeed. Brady might need to look for a little bit more safer plays. But enough about that. I think I've been talking about Brady getting caught again for quite some time for now. It's 22 minutes in the game, and sole point for Redemption, as they have had 3 decks in 20 minutes. next Drake up in 1.5 minutes, and we see teleport
Yeah, we
being
might-
used as an
yeah.
answer here.
Teleport being used to answer the 4-man top lane play actually. Therefore, making the redemption squad recalling all together like a good team should. And this might give the dream team options to get vision around the Nasher.
Yes, indeed. Teleport being down. Redemption will have the TP advantage for the following 5. I think it's 5. Wait, how many minutes is teleport?
I think it's 4 now
4.
because
Okay.
it's unleashed. It's 6 before and then it's 4. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for following 4 minutes, we'll be trying to make the best out of it, but
Yeah.
yeah, this Ashe is always in trouble. Whenever she's not seeing Twitch, she
But
can
now we
assume.
might have the monkey in trouble. Fate here looking to get caught. Mordekaiser ult going down right
Fate is
after the
flanking.
Ashe ult. A bit of miscommunication. But now we have the rest of the team being flanked by the rest of Redemption. But can the Twitch deal enough damage? It's the big question here. Driver is still driving the team forward to tank for him, to peel for him, and Driver, but sadly not finding the damage to kill
Oh,
anything,
Twitch gets
sadly.
hooked.
And he will get hooked and therefore pulverized. But the rest of his team can gladly pick up the rest of kills. It's a quadra kill for Ortega coming back into the game.
This time, Fade gets picked out after the last time where he was the one to score the quadra kill. Fade gets picked out this time, dies first. Meanwhile, Brady there on the sideline, on the side of the fight, opens up with a lot of, tons of damage on this Twitch. But yeah, we see him really missing. Actually, he was shooting everyone, but the damage was just not there. I said tons of damage, maybe not that correct, but yeah, somehow the man that has been bullied in this top lane for the entire game, Ortega on this tank champion, scores a quadra kill of his own.
That will get him right back up there. Not quite on the same level as Mordekaiser's gold looks, but he will get back to only a 2.5k deficit. Now probably having finished his second item. Being on a pretty good state for the tank. Also we have Mordekaiser actually being the most rich person in this entire game, even richer than the Red. And the Aatrox is actually only 200 gold ahead. In the mid lane matchup against Galio. That's irritating after such a good early game coming out from him, but him getting caught maybe a bit too much. Now Driver looking again for the Ashe, but getting stunned by the Ashe ult. Now Braum is here to block most of the damage, and that's pray down, but Ortega following up with his ult, and that's gonna still mean one of the Dream Team has to fall for 2 ultimates, 2 important ultimates, and maybe we get a Nasher fight actually now.
Arctic sacrifices his life for his AD carry there, but yeah, Ortega's there to finish off the kill, to throw down the CC onto this Braum.
Crybaby is on bot lane, here's no TP, so this might just be PvE Addict trying to steal the Nash, but him getting forced out Ortega, and it's gonna be the Nash for Redemption onto all 5 members. Crybaby only getting tier 1 bot lane in exchange for it. That is not a worthwhile trade.
Not at all. Well, it is a trade of something, because it would have been very hard for them to fight this Redemption squad there. But yeah, at least they trade of something. But still, that's a soul for Redemption from the last fight already, as they have the Mountain Cell, and now they have the Baron, and now they have all the tools necessary to maybe push down this mid lane. They have the superior team fight, they have the superior items currently, and I'd say once Twitch finishes this, which is most likely going to be Kraken Slayer, I believe he will be absolutely unbeatable.
Yeah, once he finishes, he sadly still is not on that critical power spike yet. But he will get there very soon. He's probably missing like a 1k gold. Yeah, but that's not a lot. Mordekaiser opting for the stopwatch here, realizing that the last fight is coming up. Maybe the last fight for them to hold their base and defend against the oncoming horde of Redemption and
Yeah,
the
Twitch
red
is
behind
coming
them.
here. Yeah, Twitch is walking around in this looking, scouting out possible play,
Yeah.
trying to assassinate someone on this Dream Team side. But yeah, right now it's not looking that easy for the Dream Team. They do need to find a quick kill on this Twitch in the team fights, and
And if we
not
look
that
at the
easy to do.
if we look at the vision from Redemption, also we have Aatrox here dropping very low, actually dying. And this is gonna be a collapse from the side of Redemption. Redemption looking for more than just one kill. Braum ult stopping the Galio ult in its tracks. That might be deciding. Mordekaiser now in a 1v1 against the Monkey, but Twitch is still uncontested. Driver is dealing damage as if no one could touch him in this world. Now the stopwatch coming in from Mordekaiser, getting time at the same time. Galio doing the same in the enemy base, but Galio will actually collect one more kill. Meanwhile, Mordekaiser just falls to Driver's Twitch here. Now it's Ash
Yeah.
and Kane against 3 members of Redemption.
Such a close fight there. It looked at the start very, very good for the side of Redemption, but they actually trade quite not that poorly for the side of Dream Team, as we saw Wengu there on Galio ending up on the wrong side of the wall in the base, and picked up another kill for his team, but finally died to this Ashes. As we talked about before in the Gem Select, death by a thousand cuts for Galio, as Ash attacks him for the whole team fight and finally kills him. But yeah, that's a little bit of a gold, a little bit of a hope line for side of Dream Team. Maybe if Redemption can, if they won't.
And now we have the Kraken finish on Twitch, and Twitch is showing the new damage he found with Ortega's ult, half-living the Aatrox in mere milliseconds. Not
Yeah, but I wanna acknowledge one thing. Twitch used his ult there, so with the Elder Dragon coming up here, it might be a key part that could spell hope for side of Dream Team. Of course, it's still gonna be extremely difficult fight for them to win at this stage of the game. But yeah, if one thing is critical for their side, it is the Twitch having no ult for just yet.
Definitely, but now we have maybe to Fate not quite finding the engage onto the Braum. Braum jumping back in the right moment. It's gonna be all vision for Redemption and Redemption alone. The Dream Team having to face check into the darkness with a Twitch that can go even darker.
No, Kane's
So in this,
flanking.
Kane looking for a flank, but not quite finding an angle where he won't just get one shot. Now we might have Redemption just starting up Elder as we see Kane mid lane. Now how is the Dream Team gonna face check? Ash E will spot that they started the Elder. Elder nearly on half HP. Ortega trying to zone out all of the Redemption Dream Team members, but now we have the fight collapsing. Twitch is trying to deal damage, but he got the spray and spray up. Twitch trying on the one side of the fight to carry his team to victory with the spray and pray, getting all the peel he needs. Meanwhile, Ortega is getting onto the Mordekaiser, and this is gonna be a very good fight for the side of Redemption, finding 4 kills and only losing Fate in the process.
Yeah, great fight there for the side of Redemption, as they finally get the fight they were looking for. Brady didn't have the ult at the very start of the fight, but waits it out, waits it just a little bit more there, and is able to channel the spray and pray there to win, to deal a lot of damage there, and win this critical fight. Yeah, they secure Elder Dragon here as well, so the rich get richer, the strong get stronger, and Redemption on their way to victory here. Now having a lot of buffs here, a lot of dragon buffs. Can they close out this game?
That's the big question. Can they close out this game? We have no big power spikes more than in the last fight, and the last fight already looked good, but now we have an Elder Drake and a Kane DC up. And I think Redemption might just be looking, as we get the pause, to run down mid and end this game on the spot.
They will surely try to end it. They could play it safe and go for this Baron, of course, but it would maybe be a little bit of a waste on this Elder buff. Calbert, talk to me. Is there a chance? And if it is, how Dream Team needs to play this out to win this fight? I really want to acknowledge the cleanse and flash is down for this Twitch.
Well, once people are on this Twitch, they are gonna stay on the Twitch. They just have to somehow get on the Twitch. I see a Kane Flash being up. That might be one way to get onto the Twitch with the Kane Flash W, and then the entire team just somehow has to follow. It's gonna take a miracle though for them to be able to win the fight and one shot with Twitch that's sitting on nearly 3k HP and 1k HP in shields and heals from the Lulu.
Yeah, they do need to one-shot this Twitch. He does not have the summoner spells, and maybe if Ash can find a Hail Mary arrow onto this Twitch, followed up by a lot of damage from her team fight, maybe they can swing it around, but Side of Redemption still has the Elder Baron buff.
Twitch going
So-
in this, tanking the Mordekaiser E, and they're just gonna take the inhib tower uncontested. Dream
Yeah.
Team has to try and wait out the Elder, but is it gonna run out before Redemption can end? Redemption actually going towards the Nashor, not towards the Nexus, and that's interesting.
Playing it safe, surely there. They know that they have this scaling advantage on their side, but yeah, it's gonna be quite difficult. They still are losing the game, and look at this.
Now they
They
might
go-
have a re-engage coming in. It's a great gullet taunt and a great collapse from the entire team. And Twitch sprays into the mass, takes down 3 opponents, and it's only Kane and Aatrox against a full roster of the Redemption, and they are here for more blood and the not exactly blood, but parts of the Nexus shattered across the base. Galio fighting 1v2 and nearly winning with the help of Lulu in the enemy base. Ortega comes to help now, maybe looking for another kill under his belt, but no, Galio will take it while Driver ends the game. GG. Well played.
Maybe a little bit of a struggle there in the mid game, as some of the fights went closer than they would have wanted it to. But yeah, at the end of the day, Twitch scaled into quite a monster there, and we saw Dream Team patiently waiting out the Elder, but not being patient enough. Follows Redemption into the Baron area, gets choked out in the jungle, and Twitch opens up with the spray and makes them pray for their lives, but their prayers are not going to be answered today. And as Dream Team joins other Division 2 teams in Division 2, finishes their SLE playing stage with 1 victory and 3 defeats. Their last one in the hands of Redemption. Meanwhile, Redemption, the SLE veteran squad, is going to play in the Plains tiebreaker part of the tournament. So yeah, they're joining you. What do you think about this team and upcoming, possibly facing them yourself?
Well, that was a very interesting performance from them. They definitely played their style and played this one-dimensional comp to what it should do. Meanwhile, for you in the chat, we have the MVP vote. You can now vote for your MVP of this game from the side of Redemption, and mine is definitely the Lulu here, I would say, because the Lulu made sure Twitch. I feel like supports are underappreciated. Lulu made sure that nobody in the entire team died. The ults were on time each fight. The polymorphs, not even needed, just pressing 2 buttons on Twitch, sacrificing her own item build, going for the Chemtech Putrefier into Mikael's as item build, and the Vet 8 dedication, I don't know what is. But as
Absolutely. Beautiful game by Lulu there, by Sassy Neko on the Lulu. Well done for for the support, representing the good playing supports in SLE. For me personally, MVP possibly was the jungler. Fade on this Monkey King was huge, proving his quality, proving the consistency that he has had so far in the SLE playing stage. And I'm really looking forward to see more of Fade in the SLE regular season. But first off, they will have to get through the playing stage to see which team they're gonna face there and who can where they can end up in the SLE regular season.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a hard one for them, I feel like, in the tiebreakers.
Yeah.
Facing
No
off
easy
against-
games left, surely.
Yeah. Facing off against teams like the Eternal Blizzard that might I will not say anything to the game that's coming up. Nope. Like the CCG Row, CCG Feder Draconis where I'm playing, or the other teams like Primordials that are also were hungry for blood and hungry for the Div 1. I feel like it's gonna be a very competitive tiebreaker. And yeah, I'm looking forward to playing my game, definitely.
Yeah, I am as well. Very, very looking forward to tiebreakers. But before we get the tiebreakers matchups announced, we are going in our final game of the Plains stage round 4 with Runtime, our fellow SLE veterans as a team, I would say, because I think it's their third split, playing in all of the SLE splits previously. Against a new team, but quite familiar faces in it. Eternal Blizzard here on the other side. In Eternal Blizzard having the Division 2 last season's last split's MVP, Shiki Orin on the mid. Kim Jensen, the rookie phenomenon in the mid lane. This was Mishi Darko in the top lane. I think it will be Evelyn AF or a Spiral in the jungle, and a player very dear to my heart and my previous support in last split of SLE, Loco playing support. He previously played jungle for Eternal Blizzard's side, but this time he will play support, his native role. The Hook Master is back, SLE champion. Gonna try to win the SLE with another team this time, but yeah, first of all, Eternal Blizzard needs to qualify for Division 1. And they can do it in this game. They can do it. But Runtime wants to qualify Division 1 themselves. And they have no other thoughts here, as well as they have had quite a good playing stage. Unfortunately suffered a hurtful defeat in hands of SGI, I believe, in the last game of the round 3. These two teams are more familiar to you, right, Caliber?
I know a bit about both rosters, just a tiny bit though, so I would appreciate if you can run me through Runtime as well.
Yeah, Runtime, the full Italian squad, I would say the strongest Italian squad in SLE. Me and Brady talked about them in one stream. Predictions are live, if I understand correctly.
We're going into the pick and ban phase already. I'm sorry to interrupt your beautiful essay about Runtime, most likely, as we go into the first bans. Gangplank getting picked out. Michi's OTP champion, pretty much, from what I remember.
Yeah, signature champion by Michi in the top lane of Eternal Blizzard is going to be answered by this Pantheon ban on the side of Eternal Blizzard against Runtime. Not sure if who is a big Pantheon player, but yeah, a respect ban there, surely.
Now we can, you guys can also start predicting on who you think will take this one home, as we have the next bans coming. Wukong being banned from the side of Runtime against Eternal Blizzard. Definitely always a solid ban in my opinion. Wukong, one of the strongest junglers right now. And it getting answered by the Sivir ban on the red side. I feel like very common in the meta, because Sivir first pick is always a force to reckon with. Samira getting taken out, that seems to be very specific against the Eternal Blizzard AD carry, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, AD carry for Eternal Blizzard, Shikiorin played Samir, I think, 2 games in a row now. He really popped off on this Samira pick in his last game as well. I think it was against Altair Asterov. But yeah, we see Victor last ban. Lumen for runtime mid lane has looked very good on Victor, but he has looked very good on many champions. And we see this Graves Howard pick, and this is a 3-way flex for runtime, as I believe they can play it in top, jungle, and mid. And I think in the first game of the split against Redemption side, runtime ran this pick mid to a great success, but it's gonna be the cat on the Rift.
Gonna be the Yumi first picked. Sadly, a very good option. Even after the newest nerfs, I think she's still pretty decent. I don't know about the first pickable, but we're gonna see here the Might getting countered by the Kaiser Nautilus lane, very lane-oriented lane, trying to get onto whatever they may draft with the Yumi and assassinate before they can even scale.
Yeah, very aggressive lane coming in from Eternal Blizzard. As I've said before, Loco is excellent on these highly skill shot dependent champions, these hook champions like Nautilus, like Thresh, like Blitzcrank. I think last season's VTG players still having nightmares of their playoffs against Gucci Gaming, and crucially, Shikiorin going for one of his very own favorite champions in this Kaisa. Has been spamming it a lot in solo queue, went all the way from a Platinum 4 to Diamond 4, I believe, playing largely a lot of games on Kais, and we see this Shaco cover. Will it be it? No, it will. Of course, it will be not. No Shaco. But then again, we saw Timo yesterday, so anything is possible.
Yeah. And we see the Tristana as answer into the Cassandras Tristana. Very skill-dependent champion with a W interactions against any kind of CC. Can be insane or really terrible into this lane, I feel like. Depending on the mastery of the runtime AD carry of Tristana.
Yeah, I'm a Tristan enjoyer myself. I talk a lot actually to Shikiorin on Eternal Blizzard side about AD carries on the state of them. He really hates Tristana thinks that she's a terrible champion, but I like Tristana, and it still could be a flex pick. It still can be around mid lane and for very adventurous players in the top lane. But yeah, I'm most likely gonna be this bot lane pick, as she's one of the best champions to punish against a roaming support, and we know that Loco on this Nautilus quite often is going to be roaming. So yeah, if Shikiorin stays alone in the bot lane, it might be a punish angle for the side of runtime.
Now we have the junglers also being shown, Diana and Diego, and we're lagging a bit behind, so I'm gonna speed run a bit. Fourth and fifth band, we have taken out Camille Sejuani from side of runtime, always solid top laners, and Olaf Aatrox on the side of Eternal Blizzard. Very top lane heavy bands, mid lane getting quite ignored. The Asia is still open, so it will get picked up by Eternal Blizzard now. And Asia blind pick, I am actually not the biggest fan of, but apparently it works, so who am I to judge anyone? Now the big question, will we see the AP Vados counter as shown by Caps in the G2 game? But I am not betting on it. Oh, and now we see the Zaya hover, so it might be the Tristana mid lane actually. Nyla also hovered. Nyla is a big question mark in my mind. But it's gonna be the Nyla. That means Tristana mid lane. Ooh.
It is the first Nyla for an SLE, I believe it is. And yeah, Stap, the runtime's AD carry, is gonna be using it, gonna be piloting it. Very interesting to see. I'd say runtime pulling out some draft moves here with the Tristana midline with quite an unexpected turnarounds here. But yeah, I still believe. Actually, don't know if Tristana has that much of a favorable matchup into this Azir. I believe Azir Tristana can't necessarily kill him, but yeah, it's gonna be a close middle lane. A lot of farming in the middle lane, I believe. And yeah, we saw a blind Ornn pick as well, countered by Gwent pick, a Gwent famous Ornn counter, and can't really get out of hand, as Ornn might not be able to match her in the later stages of the game. But they will have to get to the later stages, as Eternal Blizzard picking a lot of scaling in their team comp.
We have Tristana mid in. I feel like it's a winning matchup for Tristana before we both reach level 6 and unlock the ults, because the Shurima Shuffle should be able to just counter all of Tristana's kill pressure, because Tristana's very, very known mid laner for just jumping onto your opponent and destroying him in a 1v1 because of Tristana's giant amount of burst. And I actually thought, after I saw the Tristana nerfs in the newest patch, that she is gonna find a comeback in mid lane and maybe even top lane. And here I am. Grantime apparently thinks the same as I do. But we have the big question mark, Nyla. What do you think about Nyla?
I personally believe that it's Riot has done it again. They have released a champion that kind of low-key breaks the game and it is extremely annoying, and when piloted well looks absolutely disgustingly broken. I really dislike the ability to gain levels sooner. I dislike her having yet another spell shield type of ability. Well, it's not necessarily a spell shield, it's more of like a Jax's dodge or something, but yeah, I think this champion is good. I think it's really good, and I believe that Runtime has found a little bit of an advantage in this matchup and this draft side, and it will be on Shikior and Loco to expose this bot line, as it maybe it's not the strongest lane, at least in the early stage of the game with Nyla and Yuumi, but yeah, if Loco can land the hooks, of course they can surely win this game.
Yeah, definitely, I would agree. Nyla, a very, very skill-heavy and also very overloaded champion, I would call. I would definitely agree on the passive being maybe a bit too much for her kit.
It's just that it breaks the game. Like,
Yeah.
I like healthy additions to the game. With me having my little rant here. Yeah, I like healthy additions to the game. I like champions that feel unique, but then again, very well fitted into the game. And I have had problems with some of these champions. Nyla is just the latest release. But yeah, I also don't think that I don't think that she's broken, but Zeri also thematically and like gameplay wise, it's kind of like sets me off about the game, how it works and how it usually is. Similarly to Samira, actually, I look at Samira as something more similar to Katarina, not more similar to classical AD carry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like my game classic and how I understand it, but Riot does not believe that, and I do enjoy watching it, and I do enjoy watching these champions pop off in like very interesting games. But I do not like to play against it or play with it. Therefore, sometimes I play though.
All right. Well, we still have some time, so I would just join in on your rant. I myself am more of a unconventional AD player, showing that some of my most played AD carries are actually the Jhin, the Misfortune, and the Ziggs.
Yasuo as well, right?
Yeah, Yasuo as well. Also, definitely up there. I personally was very hyped when I heard that the announcement of a new AD carry, very new gameplay, very low range, because that always means there's a lot of skill expression, especially on the AD carry position, because your positioning just gets more and more important. Then so my excitement was way up. Then I heard that she has a invincibility, well, not exactly invincibility, but a safety spell on her W, like Samira does, but a bit better. And I was like, okay, can be still fun to play against. Then I heard that she can get bonus range when I was a bit more hyped again. And then once I read her passive, I kind of just lost it. Because XP just breaks bot lane very easily.
Yeah, it does. Also, it's so hard to track it with anyone else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. XP and movement speed. Those are two things that Riot and any game designer need to approach very carefully, as those two things are quite often are extremely beneficial for champion that gets an overloaded kit with it. Yeah, I want to remember you guys right after this game is finished and our last SLE Plains round 4 match is finished. We will announce the tiebreaker stage. Tiebreaker stage is going to consist of 4 different games with higher seeded teams and lower seeded teams. As we did the Swiss bracket system, we are rewarding teams that won their games against stronger opponents and lost their games against stronger opponents as well. Yes, it is a lot depending on the RNG with teams you've drawn and with the teams you get the chance to play against and prove yourself against. But I'd say every team had their chances, had their easier and more difficult opponents. I would say that Draconis had one of the more difficult schedules, and they happily qualified for the for the tiebreaker stage. So yeah, right after we will announce the further tournament, which I believe is going to be quite fair.
Definitely. I can only agree, I would say. Yeah. And that means I'm gonna be live on the drawing, yeah?
I would say so, yeah. You will
nice.
see the draws, the announcement. You will be one of the first ones to see.
Woo! Alright, but we're gonna be joining the 10 people in game in nearly 2 minutes. So we have some time to talk about. So, Micus, you've seen the drafts, you know the teams, you know the standings, you know the players in the teams. Who do you see securing the 8th Division 1 spot here?
I love the big brain draft by Runtime. I love this flex pick of the Tristana. I love to see. I love to not be playing in this game against the Nyla, but I love to be spectating it, commenting it. But if I would have to bet my money on it, I would bet it on Eternal Blizzard here. Their team comp seems so much more familiar to me. Azir pick is quite a famous pick for my mid laner Savonix as well. I'm myself, I'm quite a Kai'Sa enjoyer, maybe not always building the best items on her. And yeah, I see my last season support that I know what he can do on this hook champion there. So yeah, I would have to lean towards Eternal Blizzard's side, as I believe teams are skill-wise very evenly matched. But yeah, after this draft, it just seems a safer pick, but I'm ready to be surprised by Runtime. They have drafted quite an interesting comp themselves, and they have also some solid late-game scaling options with the Yuumi, with Ornn. I think Nyla scales quite well as well, and of course, with the Nyla, Tristana, and Diana damage core, they will surely have damage at all stages of the game to one-shot and absolutely annihilate whoever mispositions on the Eternal Blizzard side.
Well, I can see your arguments, and if you were to ask me, which you were probably gonna, I would have to agree with you. I would give the slight edge to Eternal Blizzard, which is gonna make my top laner Jomi very happy. It just looks like a more normal comp, I would say, and I just see 2 big question marks on the comp of Runtime being the Tristana, because I really don't know how good the player is on Tristana and how good the matchup into Azir is, and the Nyla, because I've so far only seen competitively my Nyla, and I've run it down on Nyla, so I'm hoping that Wer einer Player is better than me at this champion.
Shout outs to Savonix on the spectator in the chat, as his favorite champion is picked here as well. I have a little bit of a history with this Tristana midline pick. I had, I think, leveled, or maybe I got the account somewhere, maybe legally or illegally. But yeah, I got an account, named it, gave it a summoner name Midkus as my midline account, and played only Tristana there, running this exact same setup, Hail of Blades, Ignite. I just rushed level 2 in every single midline matchup, went in, yelled hammer form while I was jumping on my opponent in midline, used my E on the top of its head and tried to score first blood every single game. If I didn't do it, if I died in this level 2 exchange, I was like, okay, happens, GG. But yeah, that's how I played solid 50 games of this, and I never ran out of fun doing it. So yeah, I expect Lunam to do the same thing here. I expect him to get this level 2, and I really hope that Observer will show us he's engaged there, as I really expect him to do that.
So that's something to look out for. Midkus is a very beautiful name, by the way. As we have no level 1 shenanigans, just a bit of stacking on the side of Eternal Blizzard, a bit of 5 pointing on the side of Runtime. And we are gonna have Diana starting top side, but maybe here Eternal Blizzard looking for either Vision or the very late invade. Yeah, we're gonna snack the red buff, and that might just be a map split if played correctly, and that would be, I feel like, detrimental for Runtime.
Yeah, absolutely. Runtime not knowing of what's happening in the game, but this ward is gonna spot it out, and they will know that their red buff is being sneaked away. So Eren will respond accordingly, gonna steal away Eternal Blizzard's red buff himself. But yeah, vertical jungle from both these sides. We see Eren going for what was it called? Yeah, but what was this? Wraiths? Wraiths there.
Wait, now with bot lane fights coming in, Nyla looking for the kill onto the Kai'Sa here, but not quite having the range to finish off the job using Exhaust. And now we have trades back coming from Nautilus. Nautilus trading 1v2 like Nautilus would do. But that's a very good trade for the side of Runtime on the bot lane.
Yeah, we see a bit of a mistake here by the side of Eternal Blizzard, as Loco is left in no man's land and Shikyorin, but see...
Here comes Vego from far behind. That's what happens when you split the map towards the bottom top. But it's gonna be a flash in from Vanilla, not quite securing the first blood, but dying in the process to the Kai'Sa. And that's gonna be very unfortunate for the side of Runtime here, but meanwhile we have a top side play coming in. Even with Tristana is here, and Tristana will jump in onto the Gwen and try to secure the kill for herself. Who's gonna get the kill? It's gonna be the Ornn. Maybe not the best target for the kill, because Tristana is now 10 CS down.
Get an assist there. That's a little tiny bit of a disaster for Lunam, as he does not auto attack. He channels his E onto the dying Gwen and does not get an assist there. But yeah, not gonna be easy, but still a successful gank in top line by the side of Runtime. But yeah, they're still losing. We do not see the scoreboard just yet, so we will inform you about the gold lead or anything a little bit later.
But we have an engage on mid lane jumping in, but Asia just dashing out, and that might be not the best matchup to just jump in on Kuda, as we have another pause coming in.
Yeah, very interesting pathing there by this Viego, as he goes for the 3 camp clear here. Maybe not that interesting, but yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I think so was Runtime. They expected them to the Viego to do a faster clear, I believe, and to go into their own jungle and take the blue buff, pick the blue buff up earlier. But Viego had different plans. He was ganking bot line, and this Nyla left in a very dangerous situation there. Flashes in, tries to secure the first blood, but does not secure it, as gives it over to this Kaisa. Luckily on the runtime side, Yumi still picks up the kill herself. But lots of action in this early game, lots of action in these early fights. 2-2 kill score, quite an equal game. Runtime only having a bit of a disadvantage so far in the gold, as I believe it's from the farm gathered in the mid lane.
Also, I would like for everyone to give a short shout out for Dreadpool, our production person here, and responsible for all these great panorama shots we're seeing.
Beautiful.
To sweeten up our pauses while we're waiting for someone to reconnect or fix their technical issues.
Yeah, Kolaski. Wait a minute. Kolaski? Wait, that's Vion. Vion playing the AD carry here, as it's not Stap on the AD carry on the side of runtime. As Vion, I think he has played jungle so far in this split. He has played mid lane and support competitive before. Was about to make his top lane debut and finally finishing the what was it? Catching all the Infinity Stones of League of Legends, getting the Tyler 1 glove. Not gonna play top lane here. Gonna return to AD carry here. I think he played some AD carry games last split. But he is the one piloting this first Nyla, as he writes his name in the history of SLE once again. Quite a well-known name, I'm very excited to see what he can do, what he can pull out on this new Riot's abomination of a champion.
Looks like we are here for a lot of first. The first Timo, the first Nyla. We're having good games, Marcus, I have to say.
Oh yeah, and we have the pleasure to cast all these firsts.
Definitely.
Yeah. We see more floating around Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, but now I have an important question for you, okay?
Yeah.
So you said that you are quite the Kai'Sa enjoyer. Kai'Sa as a feature, I don't know if it's only with the certain skin I'm playing, but you can mask or unmask her. Do you play masked or unmasked?
I always play masked. I have a little bit of a belief that if you put on the mask, then Riot secretly gives you +1 armor. I can't confirm that that's true or false, but it would just make sense, right? If you have more. Yeah, I believe that's true. Some champions with sunglasses have reduced damage against champions that does some things like the Leona. So yeah, if that's true, why shouldn't it be true for Kai'Sa?
Exactly. I think that was my belief.
It would make an awfully a lot of sense. But we are about to return into this game. Game straight quite even. An early gold lead for Eternal Blizzard, as they have gained from staying in the lanes so far, and the roams and the movement by runtime has not been that successful just yet, but everything to play for, and both teams having a lot of abilities to make plays and scale quite well as well. So we'll see what happens. Viego is here.
Viego is on bot lane looking for another gank onto Vanilla lane, but I don't see the angle right now. Maybe they're looking to actually dive. It's a flash hook coming from Nautilus, hitting Vanilla, and Nyla sadly being able to dash onto minions. Let's see how long she's gonna be able to do that with Samira.
They could dive her.
That might be a dive. Yeah, Nyla is gonna be the bot lane of runtime has to respect the potential dive and therefore gives up this huge wave, or at least part of it, and now comes back to the tower. This might be the dive not having enough respect on the side of runtime, therefore getting dove still. Yumi is still alive though. Maybe a second dive will come here. Oh no, it looks like they're just gonna leave the cat alive. Leave
but-
one to tell the tale, they say.
Absolutely. Eternal Blizzard get all of what they were trying to get there. Get the plating, get the kill on the Nile on Vion here, as Vion is patient enough to go away from this turret for a second, but then sees all of this massive juicy wave there dying to the turret and cannot say no to himself, and greeds for it, goes in for it, and yeah, he's gonna give up his life there as well, loses the XP, and this bot lane lead is starting to get absolutely massive.
Now we have Vanilla, who we talked about, is very big in XP, being behind in XP, and also Kaiser doubling her gold so far, and that's a very big lead for 6 minutes into the game.
Yeah, tripling the SLE, doubling the gold lead, and having 2 kills onto her. Massive game so far for Shikiori in the defending Division 2 MVP last split.
As we also have Yumi already realizing that bot lane is lost, so as a good good Yumi, what do? Exactly, you go and hug the jungler very tight and tell him how great he actually is. And now we have Diana looking for a lane gank on bot lane, maybe, as we have a slow push coming out from on top lane. Viego will not be able to cover for bot lane, so this might go very bad if they look for any kind of engage onto Vanilla now.
Oh, but she has to do something.
But here comes Viego. Viego is actually still coming out, getting the hook onto the Diana, jumping in. Diana doesn't have ult yet, but Kaiser is gonna fall very early. That's the big shot on for Diana. And now we have Viego and Nautilus against Diana and Yumi, because Vanilla fell as well to Viego. And we're gonna leave it at that. 1-for-1 trade, both AD carries falling. But that's a good trade for runtime.
Definitely a good trade. I was so fearful there for runtime side there, as this. And we
have Sana jumping in, but getting shuffled into Asia's tower, and therefore, sadly, actually losing the trade. And we had something happening on bot lane. Viego actually coming in with a Nautilus in the 2v2 jungle support, and trading 1-for-1 yet again. But this time they traded support for jungler.
Yeah, 1-for-1 indeed. More action happening all over the map. We saw some very close trading there in the mid lane as Kim Jensen tried to ult the Lunam Tristana into the turret. Was not quite successful to secure the kill there, but yeah, that matchup, as you mentioned before, turning around, we see more.
Now we have Ichidarko ulting on top lane, forcing the flash from Astaru.
Astra, yeah.
Astra's flash. I'm sorry for mispronouncing names. I'm still fairly new.
No
Please
problem at all.
have mercy.
I'm just calling him Astra, or when he gives me a correct prediction, I call him Astra the Messiah. On other times of the game, he's been a very impressive top lane so far. Actually, one of the better top laners in these planes, as he has fought very well for runtime's chances to get into this Division 1. And he was quite solid in last split as well. And we see Eren here again with his Diana.
Looking for lane gang onto bot lane yet again. This time though, no Viego. Viego is topside. Can Vanilla successfully bait the hook in landing onto Yumi, but Yumi will get out alive, and that now means it's playtime for Nyla and Diana, and they're gonna take down the Nautilus and secure that the wave will only find death to the tower, not the Kaiser.
No, but Loco gets baited right there. Just sees the Yumi there out of the Nyla, wandering around in the clear hook range, and is not able to not pull the trigger, and yeah, gets totally baited. Totally baited there. Maybe a little bit uncharacteristic for Loco, but yeah, it's trading runtime trading back, having some hope there. still having a massive CS disadvantage on this Nyla against this Kai'Sa. But yeah, things are slowly getting better. Still a lot of work to do to get fully back in the spotlight.
Definitely, but it's a good start. And now we have a play coming in onto Michidaku on the top lane here. On and Diana looking for the kill, and On is gonna smack this Gwen one last time till she falls. And all ults force, but on the other side of the map, we obviously have the cross map play coming in as it should be. The Drake taken for the side of Eternal Blizzard and more. Maybe looking for a bot lane dive actually.
Maybe we are lurking around here. Decides to, or is he?
Yeah,
They're
they're
actually
gonna
setting
look
up.
for the dive actually. Nautilus
Jens
still
is coming.
Nautilus has hold up. Nautilus is just gonna ult. Nyla, you can block this spell, Nyla. And now it's gonna be onto Viego to deal the damage needed.
she's
But
alive.
Nyla still, no, Nyla will fall in the end. And here comes Asia looking for the second kill. Viego coming back in, taking over. And not resetting the tower with ult. And here's Tristana. Tristana is here to clean up top.
Resets.
It's gonna be the first the first kill for Tristana, the second kill for Tristana. Tristana picking up 2 more kills on the spot lane. All in all, seems like a very okay-ish trade for both sides.
Okay-ish trade indeed, but yeah, Eternal Blizzard looking so good at the start of that dive. Definitely was the right play to make there, but Vion on this Nyla pick actually buying his team so much time, and then they go for this Yumi kill as well, really struggling to actually execute her. Multiple flashes blown on the side of Eternal Blizzard, and finally the Tristana is here to match. Lunam picks up a double kill, almost. Was it the double?
Oh, wait, do we
yeah,
get
it
the
was a
second
double.
high charge? No, we don't. Okay.
And yeah, losing their very own, actually first turret of the game. Somehow through that play, they came out. The runtime goes out on top. 2k gold lead right now after that kind of eventually butchered bot lane.
Yeah, definitely a very surprising side, but when we take a look at the scoreboard, we see that the entire top side of runtime seems to be winning. Tristana got back into the lane after the disastrous roam, for her at least, not for her team. On sitting on a comfortable lead on top lane, even though he's 30 CS down, he has 2 kills to compensate for it. And the Diana being accelerated just like the Viego, so it's gonna be a big face-off in the jungle this game, it feels.
Yeah, it feels like when Eternal Blizzard is more of just farming and letting themselves scale, they seems to be the side that's winning. But these prolonged plays have really gone in Runtime's favor lately, as we see Viego setting up another gank here. Has sneaked successfully into this turret, into this brush, but. Yeah, a lot of patience by Vion here by Kowalski.
But here's Diana also coming to join the party. It's a 3v3. But is Runtime gonna take a 3v3? No, Eternal Blizzard will disengage using Venator's ult. You know, a top lane with another clash coming in or nearly surviving the onslaught of Michidaku and the Gwen ult teammate. And yeah, it seems to be the game of bot lane ganks. Both teams seems to be a big fan of laning. Here comes Tristana. I think you might be going to the wrong ally here, Tristana. And Tristana will just get one shot obliterated by Eternal Blizzard. And now they might be looking with the help of Asia behind them for the engage. But the Viego actually, as Tristana, bombing a minion. But here comes Nautilus hooking in. Now Diana ult and Nyla ult flowing. That's a lot of damage. But is it enough damage to kill anyone on the side of Eternal Blizzard? Nyla nearly killing the Kai'Sa cover. Kai'Sa will come out alive, and here Viego gets the reset, gets no more resets, and it's a 2-0.
Extremely close fight coming there, as we see Lunam getting one shot at the start of the fight, making it effectively a 4v4, as we saw Asta teleporting down here as well. But yeah, Eternal Blizzard getting out of there by the skin of their teeth, really. Such a close fight. Some critically, some abilities did not hit. We did see Viego bombing a minion there on his Tristana clone. was unfortunate there, but could have gone better and could have gone worse for both sides. But yeah, Eternal Blizzard wins that fight. Very close, running out of it with little HP bars left.
Definitely unfortunate outside of runtime. And now with another Drake up, who do you see taking this Drake?
Yep, second Drake of the game is coming up. We see Eternal Blizzard has really put in the resources so far, setting it up, but actually it looks like Runtime is going to be the team that's going to send 5 players to this Dragon area, as we see Michi Darko safely farming in
Just
the
mid
side.
looking for something, and also on using the Ornhorn on bot lane to get onto the Asi. Here comes Diana, Diana looking,
They're going for
engaging
it.
to Asi, and the Yumi ult will connect the Emperor's Divide. Not quite enough disengage for this Asia, and without flash he will just fall, and that means it's a Dragon for Runtime.
Yeah, we see that Runtime just sends more people.
Here we have a beautiful flash hook yet again from the side of Eternal Blizzards and Loco, and it compensating for the one fallen ally on bot lane, taking down Vanilla, one-shotting her out of her life. Her kid can't protect her from that, but here with Diana and Yumi, that's a very deadly combo. Looking for more blood on the mid lane, and it's gonna be a good trade for Runtime. Runtime really finding 2 kills, but is Viego gonna fall? Viego is gonna survive by the Steve, but Tristana flash ulting the Viego out of his life, and therefore collecting the second kill for Runtime in this exchange.
Yeah, also Runtime getting the Drake. Eternal Blizzard not able to finish off this Drake. Not the Drake, but the turret in midline. And yeah, we saw Flash hook by Loco, but while it is true that it sets Nyla, Beyond on this Nyla pick more behind than he already is, as weird as it is to say that, champion that is already 0-5, even more behind. But yeah, critically, it does not give them much gold. So other than that, other than setting your opponent more behind, not gonna get, not gonna give you any more gold. So yeah, but there still look to be able to finish this. Oh, are
Here
they?
we have another engage. Diana, Yumi jumping in, unafraid, and the Ornhorn comes out onto the Viego. Viego maybe in trouble getting Diana ulted and getting bursted down. Viego down means no jungle for the side of the Eternal Blizzard. And what is there to take though for Runtime? While we have a very cool visual glitch, we can look through the map on the tower. There seems to be another map. Okay, it's League of Legends in League of Legends. Someone has Rift and someone has Rift. Holy shit.
Oh, but look how it actually, it looked like the turret was like stuck in the ground, and if the hole was just a little bit bigger, he would have fallen out of the Summoner's Rift map there or something. But
the turrets are falling into a different dimension after getting destroyed, apparently. Opening gates we shouldn't be allowed to see.
Every day in SLE we learn something new. Today we learned what is
this tower is just completely gone. Oh, nice.
It fell in. It fell in, and now it's smoking.
The towers seem to be a bit funky this game. They're just yeah, they are non-existent.
Has it always looked like that?
I don't.
Huh.
Yeah, this is how they normally look.
Alright, guys, returning at the game state. Yeah, it is the very extremely behind Nyla, but Nyla, as much as Nyla is behind, Eren on his Diana pick is ahead. This Diana is absolutely massive on these squishy champions. He's an absolute nightmare for Kim Jensen on his Azir pick and the Shikorin on his Kai'Sa. We saw it before there. Kai'Sa was using, I think, both her flash and her ult to try to escape from this Diana, but still Diana kept running after her, kept catching her, and with this tanky build with this Sunfire mythic item, she's also going to be extremely tanky. So it's really in Eren's hands on the side of Runtime to carry this game and prove that he is one of the premier junglers in SLE.
Yeah, also Eren using his active Yumi item very well. Yumi making him way stronger in this fight, especially because Yumi synergizes with AP champions brutally because of the adaptive force given to both. And this duo can be very devastating in any fight.
Yes, indeed. Well, what's gonna be the next objective? It is going to be this dragon. 32 seconds till we have this dragon. But look at this. Oh, Kim Jensen just walks out of the Diana queue. But yeah,
Nothing
looks
happened.
like both teams are grouping up for it. Gwen is finally gonna be sent towards the team fight as well, as it won't be.
Yeah, we have an engage coming in from local onto the Diana. Diana may be being caught, but she's so fucking tanky. She will do not come out alive on this one. All 5 members of the tournament are now grouped. Meanwhile, Runtime in shambles all over the place, and that will mean 2 members down from Runtime.
We see adaptations from Eternal Blizzard's side. They do not try to react teleport anymore. They just sent Michi Darko down here to this dragon fight, and yeah, being 5 here gives them the confidence to pick out this Diana. Doesn't matter that she's so tanky if they are 5, and yeah, shutting down this Diana. I don't know who got the shutdown kill. I believe it was the Gwen. And yeah, massive team fight victory for Eternal Blizzard as they swing the game around, almost catching up in the gold and having the dragon lead here as well, finally. But we
Also
see
now with
Runtime.
Runtime starting a mashup. Eternal Blizzard having no vision yet, but they are smelling what Runtime is cooking, and they will face check Runtime. But Runtime though already gone from Vanesha. They just wanted to show Vanesha that they could if they want to, but they are not going to, so it's all fine.
Yeah, they might be able to rush it indeed, as they have the Kraken Slayer on the Tristana. They have the strong Diana here, but look at this. Eren is looking for support on the menu, but Loco intelligently is gonna not go further, not gonna go for Vlad clears alone. Or is he? Or is he
What
not?
is he? We all know support players are greedy for wards. It's like AD carries and minions.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When I have played my support games, I have died for one ward skill many times. Especially when I'm playing Alistar, I always feel like, oh, I have the ult. I can just go out. Like who's
I
gonna
can
kill me?
face check this. Oh wait.
Yeah, I just knock them back, and then the whole team collapses on me, and I'm quite suddenly a lot squishier than I think I am. But yeah, returning into this game, we're about to go to 33 minutes, and we see this Gwen starting to
1v1
challenge.
shenanigans. Michi Darko looking for maybe even the kill onto his own. Not quite finding the ults, and therefore not quite finding the damage to kill this Ornn that is really tanky already in the state of the game.
Ornn is absolutely massive right now, and he's gonna get even more tankier, but I believe once Michi starts to connect with these ultimates, I think it's ultimate ability for Gwen. Yeah, that moment might turn around, and the solo kills are gonna be a possibility. So that moment is approaching, as I believe Michi will finally start to win these mind games with these dodging left and right. But yeah, Gwen so far has been a pretty impactful pick. And I believe she's going to be even more impactful into this mid to late game.
And I do have to compliment Michi here for the balls of a century. He went 0-2 in his lane and then bought Darkseal as 0-2 Gwen and now got 4 stacks laying around on the Darkseal. He just knew that he's gonna get kills.
Oh, absolutely. What a Chad way of thinking. Oh, I'm behind. Well, that only means I'm gonna... What goes down must come up. I think maybe not fully correct in that saying, but yeah, it works in Michi Darko's side, as he definitely goes for this this scaling item and has been rewarded for it.
Right, definitely. Now we're looking at a bit of a peaceful phase here in the game. People are trying to scale up a bit, getting their core items ready, their item builds closer to perfection, maybe buying even useful items, who knows. And all my eyes are currently on the ADK matchup because we have Kai'Sa on 2.5 items and Vanilla on only 1 so far.
Yeah. Excuse my squeaky chair for whoever heard it, but yeah, this game is approaching yet another Drake fight. So far, we have seen the most impactful fights of the game being around this dragon area, and yeah, with 45 seconds remaining till a spawn of it, we see Hazard is being in the top. Meanwhile, all of the runtime is here already, looking for a possible engage. But yeah, this time Eren playing a little bit more respectful. What do runtime need to do to win these fights? I believe they need to find a clean engage with Eren and with this Call of the Forge God by Ornn on some of the carry members in the side of Eternal Blizzard. Meanwhile, on the other side of Eternal Blizzard, the things that they have been doing quite well, trusting Loco and his hooks and being ready to follow them instantly.
Yeah, definitely. I can only agree with what you're saying.
Oh, but look at
we
this.
have to looking for the fight. Eren just one-shotting Diego, and now the big fight collapses. Nyla ult coming in, doing the second Diana ult things, and it's just gonna be what's the name? Eternal Blizzard enchantments, but he has Jakos not quite finding enough damage, taking out the Nyla. Nyla dying for the 8th time this game, but it doesn't matter because her entire team is big.
It does not matter at all. Vion being the biggest of team players there, dying for the 8th time, having a statistically terrible game, but key part of that is that his team is winning. We see Eren popping absolutely off, one-shotting this Viego at the beginning of the fight and using the Viego, basically resetting on the Viego to keep dashing around and jumping onto the Kai'Sa as well.
Now we maybe not Eren get
see.
it caught. Eren having forced to flash over, but here's Viego. Why is Viego over the pit? He tried to steal it, I guess, but
Yeah,
was
he
way
did.
too late. And that's a Nasher for runtime.
Little bit late there, but yeah, critical picks found by Eren. At the moment he's not being one-shot at the beginning of the fight, he can do so much there, and his team rallies behind him. Tristana jumping in, Ornn channeling the Call of the Forge God effectively, and Yumi there channeling her last chapter as well, all over the side of Eternal Blizzard, winning a massive team fight. These teams are really going back and forward, but Runtime now having the 4,000 gold lead, being in the driver's seat. What can they do with this lead? They also have a Baron, so yeah, gonna be a big few minutes, and we see Lunam. We see Lunam going in hammer form. Not gonna be answered by Kim Jensen there, as he knows that once Lunam uses his explosive bomb on his head, it's a hard trade to win. But yeah, I want to acknowledge that Kim Jensen has finished his stopwatch, so that might be an important ability in the following fights. Meanwhile, Runtime on the other side using their Baron buff to push down these turrets.
This Diana is now totally unleashed. She's on 4 items already, being 2 items ahead of her counterpart with Viego. What can stop this Diana? 14k gold, 5k gold lead on the jungle position. The richest by 2k gold. What can
Loco
stop
has
this
a flank.
Right here,
Loco's in trouble.
Loco running like a jet through the enemy line, but finding the notice what other being forced to flash out. Nyla maybe in trouble, getting bursted out, and here Eren has to run with the cat on him. Maybe he can look for the turn, and he will
big
flash
ult.
ult back in. Now the Call of Forge God and Tristana are coming.
Look at Tristana.
Eren not quite surviving, but Tristana finding the
Massive.
necessary damage to clear up this fight and cleanly ace runtime.
Vian is not playing AD carry. Vian is playing a bait as they catch out Vian, kill him, giving him the 9th death of the game as Nyla not being having the greatest debut in SLE, but that
Might
does
it
not
just be the
matter.
end? Wait, can we just end here actually?
I think they can. I think
This
they
looks
absolutely
like
can.
the
I
end
think
of the game.
it is
Tristana
Tristan.
taking down towers like they are chocolate, I guess. I don't know. Like they're very
Absolute.
breakable material, and it's gonna be the end of the game. Very abrupt end, but still GG, well played to both teams.
Yeah, a huge game. ADC diff post-game lobby by Vian. But yeah, Eternal Blizzard, they're thinking that they have caught out the Eren on his Diana, but Eren at the last possible moment turns around, dashes in the full squad of Eternal Blizzard, lands a 4-man or a 5-man ultimate, followed up by finally being there, the Ornn and Tristana jumping in. Massive teamfight there for runtime as they turn it around, basically playing 4v5. But it actually was a 5v5 because Diana was in the world of 2 players and rightfully so, qualifying for Division 1. Congratulations to runtime.
Yeah, now we can vote on your MVP. Who's your MVP, Marcus?
Honestly, no jokes, I wanna give it to Vion because he was very tilt-proof. No, truly it was Eren. Eren had a massive game there on his Diana pick. Extremely good team fights at the end of the game and through the middle of the game by top laner Asta as well, and solo laner Linam was great on this Tristana pick as well, but the key player to make it all happen was Eren on his jungle Diana pick, and yeah, for me, he was the MVP of the game.
I have to agree. While the runtime AD carry showed a lot of tilt-proofness, which I give him big respect for, Eren, though, being the one angle point of the team comp, getting the picks done when they needed to be done, and pretty much carrying the game on the back of him and his little kitty.
Yeah, the tilt-proof member himself, Vion, is going to be joining us for the winner's interview.
Right. Hello.
Is in.
Congratulations to your win.
Thank you, thank you.
So I'm gonna just take the first question, and then Micus can ask the good and serious questions. How was it playing Grey Screen Simulator?
I mean, I think I played really well this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
And you might sound confused. I mean, I took like every single Nautilus ult, every single Gwen in every single fight. I ulted 4 people twice. I
Yeah.
think it was good.
I don't think we ever said you were playing bad, and definitely not missing any Nyla mechanics. How much practice did you get of a champion?
I think I have like 5 games on Nyla.
Oh, that's not as much as I thought. Because I also played like 5 games of Nyla, and my Nyla doesn't look like that.
Thank you. I usually pick up the roles really fast, and the champions are no different.
Alright.
I mean, other than that, like on a more serious note, I think I could have done better for sure, but I still did my best for being like a 0 resources Nyla. Like at a
Definitely.
certain point, I stopped even farming CS to give it to my Tristana because she's more useful, but still. The time that they took to kill me, Nautilus was ulting me for no reason every single fight and grabbing me. And I pressed W, I took like 10 ults of Kai'Sa. So that's already like 5 seconds fight on me for no reason. And plus, my passive is so stupid, like I doubled the Yumi healing for no reason. So I think I did what I could, so I'm okay. We'll
Yeah,
do better next time. Played also with 200 ping all games, so Just a
Big
little
res-
plus.
Big respect from me, definitely for this performance, and then I will give over to
Thank
my
you.
colleague Mike is here. Maybe he has good questions.
Those were excellent questions, Caliber, yourself. But yeah, I want first of all congratulate you, Vion. You just have qualified for Division One. I think it's the first time you're going to start SLE season
Yeah.
in Division One.
Yeah, actually, it is after 2 splits in Div 2. It was time to join the Div 1.
It is the best time to join Div 1 as we're having a great, I think we're gonna have a great split here. Yeah, but talk to me about this Nyla pick. It is the first Nyla pick in SLE so far. You are the first one to pull her out. Do you just believe that the champion is absolutely broken, or was there some strategy behind this pick?
I think there was multiple things. One, I think Nyla by herself is not broken. Nyla plus Yumi, it is. Like at level 1, I almost killed the Kai'Sa by myself and Yumi, so
Yeah.
like I think the champion is absolutely stupid with Yumi. If you don't, if you ban Nyla, it's fine. Like I think this champ is really good against Kai'Sa because he can block her autos, and that showed a lot in teamfights actually. Maybe people can see it sometimes, but canceling like the Kai'Sa passive twice is so fun. And plus I give the W also to the teammate, so it's actually super strong in reality. I think we drafted in a way, because I was sure Shiki was picking Kai'Sa. Because
Yeah.
like, I pick first, pick Yumi, so they say, oh, let's go in. They always play like this. And Samira banned, the only option was Kai'Sa. And we drafted following that some champions against Kai'Sa. That's really bad into. I think Tristana does good into Kai'Sa. I think Nyla does good. And I think Ornn does good, so I was happy. I was actually ready to play against Kai'Sa.
Yeah, looks like you definitely have had done your homework. And
Yeah, and plus I know they were gonna dive me like 10 times. Like I was already mentally ready before the game even started. So it's fine because we got advantages on the other side of the map. We had pressure, plus my Ornn hit like the best ultimates of his life, like I don't know. So and yeah, my jungler and support like crazy strong. Like this game was absolutely carried by them. But I think everyone did a little part in this. I think they could have done something better in the enemy team, like stop focusing on Nyla the 0-9. I know everyone's used to, oh, the AD carry should be the primary focus, but like I'm at 0-9 Nyla, so maybe you see these for other champs.
yeah, absolutely, I agree with that. You soaked up so much damage and so much abilities, so very, very well played to you, absolutely. But yeah, tell me how important it is to have your star jungler back, because like Eren had an absolute pop-off game in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's true, but also the only game they lost, it was without me, so like you can see the even runtime wars, they need my leadership anyway. Yeah, I'm joking aside, like Eren is so good. And I think Diana is not even his best champ. And still this is a wow performance, like so I was surprised as well, to be honest. I expect usually when I think of Eren I think of other champs. But this Diana was sick, to be honest. So yeah, the true MVP is him in reality, but yeah. Really good game. Really happy to have him back also. Because like I'm free of fruit calling now that I play the carry.
Yeah. What else? What else could we ask you while we are here? Caliber, any other questions?
I asked all my questions. I have nothing.
I just want to play now other teams. Like I want to play SG, to be honest. We lost to them. Like
Okay.
Yeah.
I need to show Kami who's better AD carry.
Oh, you were gonna
Okay.
show
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
any? Yeah, I was about to ask you which teams are you looking forward to play, but it looks like you already answered the question before I even asked. So you have your eyes on Kami
Kami,
as
yeah, absolutely. It's rare that I call out someone, but this time I have to do it.
Oh, nice. Okay, we will see you
Yep.
against Kami in Division 1 quite soon, I believe.
Ooh.
But with that being said, I think we are slowly
Thank you, guys.
transitioning Yeah, thank you, absolutely, thank you for joining
Bye-bye.
us, Leon. Always a pleasure to
Amazing
talk to you.
cast.
Yeah,
Lovely. Bye-bye.
thank you for being here. Right, then we will take a short look into the standings, as we have our first Div 1 teams now locked in with Reef, Runtime, SGI, and Black Manta. And yeah, the tiebreaker situation is coming up.
The tiebreaker is coming up. It is going to be I'm right now making the brackets.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we
Hello.
have
I'm joined
Hello.
by Rengo himself. Hello, Rengo.
Of
Hello,
course. New round, right? I have to be here, even all the way out of Sweetland. I got
Sweetland.
Mikas on my phone. He's like, Rengo, we need you to reveal the new round. I can't do it alone. I need your hands. But yeah, watched the last two games as well. Definitely were some nice explosive games. Two really close games, in my opinion. Both games. Great cast from you guys as well. And have you almost finished the bracket system? Or should I explain to the stream how what's going on here? And Vion, I heard Vion just hit the MVP for the game. Weak siding, having to give up his support for Aaron. The poor ADC Yumi situation. We all know it from solo queue. That the
Yeah.
duo jungle a support duo, you know, the e-girl jumps off to her jungler after level 6 and never comes back to you.
Yeah,
But
I can definitely relate to that one.
but yeah, I think I will explain the situation with the tiebreaker real quick for everyone. Mikas is making the visuals. So at the moment, I think you already recited it, right? That we have 3 teams that are going through. Sorry, I'm wrong. 4 teams that go to Div 1 out of the playing brackets, together then with the good cheat team, the winners of last year. That makes 5 teams out of the 7 teams that are going into Div 1. We have 6 teams tied for those 2 spots. So using the buttholes system in the Swiss system we use, we can determine that both CCG teams, Row and Draconics, have played the strongest opponents in the Swiss system in comparison to all the other 6 teams that have played or went to 2 as well. With that, they will be granted the free win in this seeding. And I don't know how far you are, Mikas, with it.
Oh, just a little bit more.
Okay, so yeah, there will be 4 more games with CCG Row and CCG Fada Dragon or Draconis not having to play 2 of those 4. So, or like 2 of the 2. How do I say it? Yeah, they get a free win. So to win now, the teams that come in the bottom bracket will have to win 2 games in a row, and then they hit Div 1. Do you lose in the bottom bracket, you're out. Do you win, then you go to one of the CCG teams, and then if you win that one, you go to Div 1. If the CCG teams win that one, they go to Div 1. So, and then Mikas will come up with the brackets or with the games in a second.
TCG just being the gatekeepers, how nice.
Yep, CCG gatekeeping the SLE Div 1. But yeah, you guys got shafted in the entirety of play-ins, having to play against strong teams every round, and now you guys finally get your redemption and getting a free win of it. But yeah,
I will send the challenge mode link to the tiebreaker tournament to Red Bull.
so yeah, then we will in a second see on stream how it's gonna look. But yeah, great playing stage, to be honest. I feel like we had a lot of close games. Not every team was as close. Like, of course, Lost Time put up a good fight, but didn't secure a win. Sadly, Dream Team and the Friends Inquisition, Terra Azeroth, all able to nick a win away for Pride. They're all going to Div 2. They will still have chances for hitting the playoffs, of course, and hitting those prize pools. The chances are just a little bit bigger for the bottom teams. And with that, I see that our wonderful producer put in the graphics on the screen, and as we can see, Excelsior is playing against Redemption in the first round. Mikas, you're being the expert, right? You're being the analyst, the writer, the brains behind our storytelling of the SLE. How do you feel like this game is going to be?
So yeah, round one, Excelsior Redemption going at it, and the winner of that game playing Teta Draconis for the chance for the win. For not a chance for getting in the Division One, winner takes it all there. But yeah, for starting out with Excelsior and Redemption, both of the teams have had their high points in the plains and their low points surely as well. I think it's quite an evenly matched game, but it's gonna be very explosive. Whoever wins the early fights, I think, is gonna win the game because Excelsior is a very hot and heavy team. I would say they just once they get the lead. Actually, it doesn't matter for them if they have the lead or they don't have the lead. They're just gonna go at it and they're just gonna run at their opponents and force fights. And as long as Redemption is coming in prepared, they should be able to take that game. But yeah, very hard to predict just yet. I'll have to put some more thinking into it. But as an early prediction, I would say Redemption takes it.
Yeah, I can see that happen as well, especially as we saw today, Redemption having good team fights. I would say if Fate is able to keep his boys together in the early game, don't let them fall apart, then I think it's definitely Redemption favorite. I do think that if Excelsior is gonna get ahead, Redemption doesn't have a way to hunker down. We haven't seen them play the Turtles playstyle yet, so I don't have much trust in them having that playstyle in their book. If they have, maybe we got a pleasant surprise. But yeah, like you said, the team that wins the early, or I think Redemption needs to go even early to win against Excelsior. But if they get behind it, it might become a slaughter fest, and we would see Excelsior with some of their signature picks, like the Hecarim, the Vladimir, right? These run at you and just mow you down type of champions, just make a slaughter of Redemption. But yeah, with that, let's look at the second matchup: Primordials versus Eternal Blizzard. So we just saw Eternal Blizzard. Really close match against Runtime. I feel like Eternal Blizzard is favored into this matchup, but I think Primordials can still take it. What's your opinion about this, Mikas?
I would say that this side of the bracket is a little bit of I would say they're a little bit more difficult, more stacked side of the bracket. Primordials facing Eternal Blizzard here. We just saw, yes, Eternal Blizzard being extremely competitive with runtime. And I think it's, if I understand it correctly, it's a rematch. Could it be? Yes, it is a rematch of our round one matchup where Primordials already faced Eternal Blizzard. So yeah, Primordials having the winning first game of that one. So yeah, Eternal Blizzard gonna have their chance to avenge their defeat in round one and face CCG Raw round two. That is, I believe, for me that is the game of the whole round, of the whole tiebreakers stage.
Yeah.
So Yeah, if of course if Eternal Blizzard wins it, they didn't win against Primordials last time. But if they win, I'm really looking forward to the row against Eternal Blizzard game. So yeah, I remind you, it's still best of ones. It's not best of threes like in regular playoffs or anything. These are not playoffs. These are just tiebreakers. And I want to acknowledge another thing that our producer, Dreadpool, has noted. For the rest of the week, teams, of course, are able to schedule their games, and I really push and really recommend teams to get these games in as soon as possible. But stream-wise, next stream is only going to return on the weekend, on I believe on Saturday and Sunday. So if your game is going to be scheduled for those days, surely go ahead and play it in that day. Let the stream, let Red Bull know about it. Otherwise, if you play your game during the weekdays, the work days of the week, be sure to send info to the Red Bull. Send him the .rofl files, and yeah, we will be able to cast these very high stake critical games in weekend.
Yeah, so from now on, unless we have some mid-season like talk shows or stuff like that, all season regular split games will be casted in the weekend. We are gonna have more games, so we cannot guarantee that we get the same amount of games streamed. Because at this point, we have streamed every single game. We can't guarantee that because we don't have the resources for this. People that want to join and become resources for this are always welcome. We're always looking for casters. We're also really looking for people that want to pick up production and the streaming part. So always feel free to help out because it's community driven, right? SLE is community driven, and yeah. If you guys want to help, feel free to do a shout out to Dreadpool or me. But yeah, the games will maybe not all be streamed anymore. We will do our best to get them all out. But it might not be happening. We still try, but we'll see. But yeah. With that, I think are there any articles we can expect coming soon, Mikas? Is there some good stuff coming, or is it going to be next when the regular split starts?
Oh, I'm surely going to release a review of the whole playing stage and a little bit of predictions for this part of the tournament for the tiebreakers. There will definitely be an upcoming article about coming regular season. I'm very excited about that one. Gonna keep you guys updated. Gonna release some fun stuff. So yeah, I'm very happy to write more, and whoever is reading, I hope you're gonna enjoy my work as well. Other than that, I'm very excited to finally play. Gucci Gaming is gonna have their debut in SLE this split as well, following weeks, right as soon as the tiebreaker round is over, and I have my jungler Rengo returning from Brazil, where I hope he really has practiced a lot of jungling in the Amazons and woods of Sweetland.
So today I shot a rifle for the first time, so get that Graves pick ready for me. I am now like 100% hit rate with Graves R.
Nice. You got bounce back?
Yeah, I got the bullet bouncing back on me as well. But no, with that, I think it's a good time to wrap up this stream. As always, a big shout out to our producer Dreadpool for giving us these wonderful streams. Caliber, our CCG member, joining in and doing some great casting, some play-by-play casting, returning again this week. How many streams have you been here, Caliber, this week? 3? 2?
No, it's the second one. I casted 6 games, so.
See, this man is stacking up numbers. He wants that bonus. He's waiting for that to pay out. But yeah, and Mikas, as always, our big community member, our new admin. Thank you very much for the stream again and for everything. And we will see you guys next time.
See ya.
See ya.